Good morning. I now declare the Grand Chapter of Royal Arch Masons of the state of Ohio reconvened for the express purpose of installing the Grand Officers, Most Excellent Installing Grand Secretary. You will call the roll of officers both elected and appointed and summon them for installation.
Thank you, Most Excellent. Grand Steward, Companion Philip L. Bade, accompanied by his wife Sue. The Assistant Grand Treasurer, Excellent Companion Dan A. Geringer, accompanied by his wife Jen. Grand Fraternal Correspondent and Grand Historian, Right Excellent Companion Donald I. Cruz. Grand Marshal, Right Excellent Companion David P. Wilkie, escorted by his wife Lori. Grand Guard, Right Excellent Companion Robert D. Berteau, escorted by his wife Peggy. Grand Chaplain and Grand Necrologist, Excellent Companion Gregory M. Kita and his wife Laura. Grand Master of the First Veil, Right Excellent Companion Matthew G. Sin, accompanied by Jonathan. Grand Master of the Second Veil, Right Excellent Companion John B. Nelson III, accompanied by his wife Diane. Grand Master of the Third Veil, Right Excellent Companion Stanley J. Anderson, and escorted by his wife Lori. Grand Royal Arch Captain, Right Excellent Companion J. Alex Alonso, accompanied by his wife Stephanie. Grand Principal Sojourner, Right Excellent Companion Andrew L. Skip Vanderhorst, accompanied by his wife Carolyn. Grand Captain of the Host, Right Excellent Companion R. Joseph Schilling, accompanied by his lady Bonnie. Grand Secretary, Most Excellent Companion Kenneth B. Foy, accompanied by his wife Jan. Grand Scribe Zell E. Bush, accompanied by his wife Audra. The Grand King, Right Excellent Companion Mark W. Bruns, accompanied by Tony Duncan. Most Excellent Past Grand High Priest, it is with great pleasure that I introduce Grand High Priest, Most Excellent Companion, Robert Roy Nilsson. And his lady Sue is watching through live Facebook feed. I leave them in your care.
Companions and guests, Before entering upon any important undertaking, it is proper to invoke the blessing of Almighty God. Therefore, give your reverent attention to the most excellent installing Grand Chaplain.
Most holy and gracious Lord God, grand architect of the universe, ruler of heaven and earth, we implore thy blessing upon the companions who have been selected to guide and direct our ancient order. May they be steadfast in thy service. May they rule over their companions with love and justice. May their professions as Masons be the rule of their conduct as men. Bless them and us, their companions, and may we all, having finished our earthly temple, be admitted to the glorious of the spiritual temple, that temple not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. Amen.
So mote it be.
Most excellent Grand High Priest, I have the honor and pleasure to present to you and all those here assembled the officers for the Grand Chapter of the Royal Arch Chapter of Ohio to be installed.
I congratulate you upon preferment to the high office which you have been selected, and I will now proceed to install you therein. You will now assume the obligation of your office. The elected and appointed grand officers, you will face the altar. The Grand High Priest-elect will kneel at the altar, place both hands upon the Holy Bible, square and compasses. All other officers will place your right hand over your heart. Say, I pronounce your name in full, and then repeat after me. Do solemnly promise upon my honor as a Royal Arch Mason that to the utmost of my knowledge and ability I will strictly comply with the Constitution and laws of the Grand Chapter of Royal Arch Masons of the State of Ohio. And that with the ancient usages and landmarks of the order. So help me God. And keep me steadfast in the performance of my duty.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
The Grand High Priest-elect will now rise, and all other officers will stand at ease.
Most excellent installing officer, I now present to you Right Excellent Companion Nielsen, who has been duly elected as Grand High Priest by this Grand Chapter, and declares himself ready to be installed as the Most Excellent Grand High Priest of the Royal Arch Chapter of Ohio.
My worthy companion, by the will of your fellow companions, you have been chosen to occupy the most important and the most honorable office in their power to bestow. Your faithful and loyal service in Capitular Freemasonry has made you familiar with its duties and responsibilities. Your past reputation as a wise and prudent Mason has earmarked you and your performance among the credits of the craft. Our knowledge of your zeal and ability gives us confidence to believe that you will discharge the duties of your high office with honor to yourself and to this ancient order. We have no doubt that the rules, customs, and landmarks of this most excellent fraternity are safely entrusted in your care. May the mitre with which you are invested and the breastplate with which you are decorated ever remind you of your dependence upon the Most High God, and that your solemn responsibilities to our order and to its members. May you also be reminded of those graces and virtues that should adorn the mind of him who has come to this Masonic honor. You will now be invested with the jewel of your office and assume your station in the Grand Council in the center of the sanctuary. All rise. I now invest you with your working tool, the gavel, your emblem of authority and admonish you to use it wisely and justly, never in the cause of injustice or oppression. Most excellent Grand High Priest. Doesn't that sound good?
A little heavy.
Most excellent, it is now your prerogative to preside and install the remaining officers. Do you wish to proceed?
The only part of that I would like to do is allow. Feel my power. Please all be seated.
One moment, please. It is my honor and privilege to present for the first time Most Excellent Companion, Robert Roy Nilsson, Grand High Priest of the Grand Chapter of Royal Archmasons of the State of Ohio. Most Excellent Companion Nilsson, behold your companions. Companions, behold your Grand High Priest. And now.
Most excellent installing officer.
Most excellent.
I'm too overcome with emotion right now. I think that you should continue on my behalf to install the remaining officers of this grand jurisdiction.
I shall do as you order, sir.
Most excellent Grand Installing Officer. Now my honor and pleasure to present Right Excellent Companion Mark Bruns to be installed as Grand King, and Right Excellent Companion Zell Bush to be installed as Grand Scribe.
My companions, you are to support and assist the Grand High Priest in the requirements and duties that are demanded of him, and to prepare yourself for the possible succession into the Most High Office, should you be so honored by the companions of this grand chapter. Obedience, humility, rectitude, and vigilance should mark your service to this grand chapter. You'll now be invested with the jewel of your office and assume your respective stations beside the Grand High Priest.
Grand Installing Officer, I now have the pleasure of presenting the other grand officers to be installed. Come up over here.
My companion elected grand officers, by the vote of the members of this grand chapter, to you has come the honor and responsibility of serving this grand chapter as its elected officers. May you never forget the exalted duty that you owe to your superiors in office, to the capitular right, and to your companions. Good judgment and tact, humility, and the perseverance of our ancient customs are but a few of the duties within your province to perform. I charge you, therefore, to fulfill with dignity the duties that have been placed upon you, with the full confidence of your companions. My companion appointed grand officers, to you come the honor and privilege of serving this grand chapter. While the elected officers serve and are answerable to the grand chapter and its companions, you will serve and are answerable directly to the grand high priest. I therefore charge you to be faithful and loyal in your duties to the trust that has been placed in you. While by definition your appointment is but for 1 year, yet with devotion to your duties, it could well be that you may find extended and advanced service in this grand chapter. You will now face west.
Spread out a little bit. If everybody will then come forward and give
You will
their
now
jewels.
be invested with the jewel of your office and assume your respective stations in the chapter. All rise. Excellent installing Grand Marshal, make proclamation.
Most excellent installing officer, and to all those assembled, and I now declare the elected and appointed officers of the Grand Chapter of Royal Archmasons of the State of Ohio duly installed in ample form on this day.
Most excellent Grand High Priest, this concludes the ceremony of installation, and the proceedings of this Grand Chapter are now in your care. May you have a marvelous year.
Thank you, Jeff. Oh, we're good. No, for those of you who are unfamiliar, our rituals teach us that at the building of King Solomon's Temple, those that presided always had a crown. The kings had a crown. So in emulation of that, the rituals suggest that the presiding officer of any body should be appropriately covered. That's where this comes from, but of course it's morphed into the water buffalo thing and everything else, and but this is the tile that I wore when I was worshipful master of Fairview Lodge in 1987. So, and the gavels that I'm using tonight, this is the gavel with which I presided over Fairview Park de Malay in 1976. And this is a gavel that was presented to me by most excellent companion Ryan Adams when I first ascended to the dais. So these are two gavels that have in play today, and I also have with me for a little encouragement the Bible I received when I received my order of high priesthood. Really want to thank everybody for being here today. We have installed our line officers, but we have other very, very important leaders in this jurisdiction that need their due installation. And at this point in time, I would like to ask that we have some leaders that served the past year, many of them for 3 years, that are retiring from duties of being District Deputy Grand High Priests, representative of the Grand High Priest in various districts, and District Education Officers that help educate new members and old members alike and bring light from the fraternity to them into their daily lives. So I would like to ask those who have been appointed as District Deputy Grand High Priests and District Education Officers for 2025. And before we do that, let's take care of our retirings. Brother Installing Secretary, can you assist me and call on the retiring District Education Officers for appropriate recognition, and if, as your name is called, if you would please present yourselves at the altar.
With pleasure, Most Excellent. Retiring District Education Officers, 1st Capitular District, Excellent Companion Jared J. Jacques. 3rd Capitular District, Excellent Companion Stephen L. Scarpelli. 4th Capitular District, Excellent Companion Daniel J. Floyd. And just so those who are aware, we lost Excellent Companion Floyd this year. 6th Capitular District, Excellent Companion John F. Maxwell. 7th Capitular District, Right Excellent Companion Richard B. Eyestone. 9th Capitular District, Excellent Companion William M. Bevins. 14th Capitular District, Excellent Companion David C. Winner. I'm sorry, I missed one on the list. 13th Capitular District, Excellent Companion Robin Leonard.
Most Excellent Companion Foy. Most Excellent Companion Ronald Hart. Would you like to join us? And Most Excellent Companion Adams, if you have the jewels and would come down here.
He's got the jewels.
He's got the jewels. If you would come down, though, many of these district education officers have served for typically 3 years for our jurisdiction. And therefore, I am inviting the Grand High Priest that served in the past 3 years to assist in congratulating them for their service. I'll let Companions, if you would face west. Companions and friends all, let's give them a hearty thank you. Thank you, companions. Most excellent companion, Secretary, would you read the names of the retiring District Deputy Grand High Priest at this time?
Most excellent Grand High Priest, the retiring District Deputy Grand High Priests for this year are the 1st District, Right Excellent Companion Todd E. Evans. 3rd Capitular District, Right Excellent Companion R. Kent Krager. 6th Capitular District, Right Excellent Companion Joshua L. McDonald, who cannot be with us today. 7th Capitular District, Right Excellent Companion Thomas G. DeFries. 9th Capitular District, and this just breaks my heart, Right Excellent Companion Gail E. Reeder. 14th Capitular District, Right Excellent Companion David L. Butch Cochran. 17th Capitular District, Right Excellent Companion Matthew G. Sin. At large for Region A, Right Excellent Companion Stephen W. Brunn. At large Region B, Right Excellent Companion Cody D. Noon. At large Region C, Right Excellent Companion Patrick J. Houston. At large Region D, Right Excellent Companion David C. Trainer. At large Region F, Right Excellent Companion Justin F. Elliott. And yes, I did skip Region E. That'll be talked about in a moment. Right.
Most excellent companion Floyd, Adams, and Park. Again, would you please stand? Past District Deputy Grand High Priests, you will face west. Companions and friends all, please help me give them a well-earned congratulatory round of applause. Right, excellent companions, may be seated. since we had some officers retire, it seemed fitting that we install some new ones. Would the District Deputy Grand High Priest and the District Education Officers to serve for 2025-26 please rise? My companions, you will place your right hand upon your heart. Say, I pronounce your name in full and repeat after me. In the presence of Almighty God, and the companions of this grand chapter, I do most solemnly and sincerely promise and swear that I will, to the best of my abilities, faithfully and impartially perform all of the duties incumbent upon the office to which I have been appointed, that I will maintain and support the laws, rules and regulations of this most excellent grand chapter of Royal Arch Masons of Ohio, the ancient usages and landmarks of the order, and that I will enforce a strict obedience to the same, insofar as lay within the scope of my responsibilities. So help me God. The district education officers will please be seated. The district deputy grand high priest will please face west. The installing grand secretary will now read the names of those who are to serve as district deputy grand high priests.
District Deputy Grand High Priest, 1st Capitular District, Right Excellent Companion Jared J. Hughes. 2nd District, Right Excellent Companion Charles W. Wise. 3rd District, Kenneth W. Turner. 3rd District, Stephen L. Scarpelli. 4th District, Thomas B. Muncy. 4th District, Bradford A. Wiesner. 5th District, Terrence H. Alexander. 6th District, John F. Maxwell. 7th District, Andrew D. Main. 8th District, John J. Zettler. 9th District, William M. Bevins. 10th District, James E. Jeffrey. 11th District, Kevin R. Klaus. 11th District, Roscoe R. Smith. 13th District, Oscar E. Good. 14th District, David C. Winner. 16th District, Scott D. Shell. 17th District, Richard G. Berg, Jr. 19th District, Dominic M. Lucarelli. 20th District, Gary D. Best.
Companions and friends all, behold those who have been appointed to serve as District Deputy Grand High Priests for the ensuing year. Please help me congratulate them and wish them well on their year. Deputies, please be seated. Would the district education officers to serve for 2025-26 please rise and face west. Brother installing Grand Marshal or Grand Secretary, you would read their names.
1st District, Scott A. Carwile. 2nd District, Richard L. Bush. 3rd District, Daniel D. Fry. 3rd District, Stephen L. Hampton. 4th District, Richard A. Long. 4th District, Kelly W. Byer. 5th District, Matthew A. Roomer. 5th District, Benjamin E. Grooms. 6th District, John W. Green. 7th District, Matthew K. Pollock. 8th District, Robert A. Smith. 9th District, Dustin R. Dewey. 10th District, J. Scott Jeffrey. 11th District, David M. Gubank. 13th District, Jordan D. Pickens. 14th District, Brian Strickler. 16th District, Jonathan R. Hupp. 17th District, Randy M. Porter. 17th District, Douglas K. Mickle. 19th District, Mark A. Fraley. 20th District, Charles A. Cap Pertz.
Companions and friends all, you behold those who have been appointed and now officially installed to serve as district education officers of this grand jurisdiction. Please help me congratulate them and wish them well. Please be seated. We have one more item on my agenda that pertains to a changing of the guard and to give closure to an amazing year that we are just finishing up under the direction and leadership of most excellent companion Ken Foy. And while he has transitioned into accepting election and installation as our next Grand Secretary, we still need to appropriately attire him as he vacates the office that I now hold. Therefore, I would ask most excellent companion Keith Green if he would assist in this, seeing as how you're the one who put him in this seat. It seems most appropriate that you would be the one to ease him out of it. Most excellent companion Foy, if you would join him at the altar.
So last night, the past Grand High Priest got together, and after hours of negotiations and discussion, we did let you in the club. Most excellent companion, Nielsen wanted me to come up with something good to say about you. That took a while. I did ask the Grand Shadow. He wasn't sure either, so. Now, Ken, you've had a great year, and you've had a great career in the Grand Chapter line over the years. It's been my great pleasure to be your installing officer, but to watch you as you grew through the lines and stuff, and to be able to call you friend. So at this time, if you would get properly clothed. I will tell you, this one is heavier than the officer's one, so it's.
So it was really my pleasure to follow Ken's footsteps in this 8-year journey to this seat, and I appreciate his wisdom and counsel. And I always enjoyed maybe pushing the envelope a little bit because I love the reactions. But Ken, it's been great to work with you. and I wish you all the best in your new responsibilities. Also have the prerogative of making a couple of appointments, which I want to make official at this point in time. Our Royal Arch Foundation is comprised of trustees, and they serve for 3-year terms, and so there are 3 that serve that are reappointed each year or appointed new. This year I am appointing Right Excellent Companion Lloyd W. Eichenlob to continue as a trustee. Also continuing as a trustee will be Right Excellent Companion James C. Stevens, and new to the board will be Right Excellent Companion Gary D. Best. So I appreciate your work for the foundation and for Capitular Masonry. I also appoint, there was a term expiring. We have 3 representatives that sit on the board of our Ohio Masonic communities in Springfield. And I'm the parent board, and I am reappointing to that position a companion. I knew I had an appointment to make, and then I was contacted by the home, and they said, we understand you have this responsibility, and if we can nudge a little bit, we would love to see the person currently in that position reappointed because of the value that he brings, the input, and how much we appreciate the contributions he makes to your Masonic communities. So I'm pleased to reappoint Right Excellent Companion Gregory B. Clatterbuck to serve on that board. He serves with Most Excellent Companion Steve Duncan, Most Excellent Companion Ron Hart. So I appreciate the labors of the 3 of you on behalf of our home. I would ask at this time if there's any presentations.
Most Excellent, if I may.
You may. Like I would say no. Can't.
Most Excellent, I'm going to call up first a member of the D. Malay Mark Lodge number 2, of which you are a member, Right Worshipful Brother Timothy Strawn.
Wow.
You're going to want to come down here for this.
I appreciate the direction. I'm new at this game.
May I have all the members of the D. Malay Mark Lodge join me here?
Some folks have traveled just to be here for this occasion. Most Excellent Companion, in recognition of your emulation of the fidelity of Jacques de Molay, and in memory of the founder of our Mark Lodge, Dad Merlin Meredith, your brother companions have 2 gifts for you. I have them, Brother Berteau, don't worry. One, a gift to the Royal Arch Foundation, and another, a gift of love to you in support of your work throughout this capitular year to truly be an inspiration for good.
I really appreciate that, Right Worshipful. Right Worshipful Brother Tim Strawn serves as the current Right Worshipful Master of D. Malay Mark Lodge. And it was in the D. Malay Mark Lodge that I really, although being exalted a Royal Arch Mason back in 1984, my zeal and fervency for this institution really kicked off when I became active in the Mark Lodge and eventually served as their Right Worshipful Master in that capacity. And that's when Al McCann found out that I knew the Mark Master degree and he needed me in his chapter, and it took off from there. So, but I want to appreciate all of you in the Mark Lodge for your dedication, not only to Capitular Masonry and Masonry, but to D. Malay. Thank you.
Thank you, Most Excellent. Congratulations and best of luck. We're for you.
Thank you so much.
Most excellent from your own 16th Capitular District. I'd like to invite up Right Excellent Companion Scott Shell, who has a presentation to make along with Excellent Companion Jonathan Hupp, the District Education Officer from the 16th District.
Right Excellent Companion, on behalf of the 16th District and all of the members of the 16th District, we proudly will present you a collection of ties. We would ask that you pass them on to whomever you see fit, whether you are traveling to different states or jurisdictions.
Silk screen onto the ties. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Most excellent. I know you are a member of several different organizations. The next one I also belong to. Would Tom Kleekan from Al Quran Shrine please join me up here? Tom Kleekan is a past potentate and the current recorder of Al Quran Shrine.
Could I have all the members of Al Quran please stand? Thank you. On behalf of our potentate, who happens to be a friend of yours, illustrious Sir Michael J. Spizak, the entire divan and the entire nobility of Al Quran Shrine, we would like to give you a small token in honor of your great achievement and wish you a great and successful year.
Shall I?
Go ahead.
Has on this side Grand High Priest with the year 2025-26. Thank you, Nobles.
Better fit. I better be kidding.
From your own home commandery, Forest City Commandery, would past Commander Jim Langmead please join me up here?
We know you don't get there much because you're secretary of Summit Baker chapter and it meets the same night, and I don't get the Summit Baker chapter because I'm the recorder of Forest City.
Yes.
I'm here to represent those nights, and we were told that you have a fez, but you don't have anything to carry it in.
Yes. Wow. Not quite a fez. We'll go with a chapeau.
Yeah, he's wearing a fez.
So this is a beautiful case for me that will encourage me to get back into my commandery more often, to carry my chapeau in here, and thus remove it, place it on my head, and be productive in the walls therein. Hint taken.
I have one more from the Sir Knights of Forest City Commandery. We know that you have a long year and many expenses, and we'd like to present you with this check for $5,000.
Wow.
Let me hold that too.
We'll sign it.
Are there any other presentations?
You know, I didn't know there was a line to get in.
Can I jump into the line?
You're next.
I'm glad I didn't go first because I don't have a check. I'm glad I went after Langley because my rapping really surpasses his. You know, you have a lot of loves in your life. Number one is the shark. The first lady of Capitular Masonry. And I don't know which camera she can see. How does that title sound, Sue? As you're drinking the Dr. Pepper at home, and you are certainly in our thoughts and prayers. You have some other loves, and I bought a couple gifts to remind you of those as you have exalted to Grand High Priest. So open that up if you would. It's not ticking, is it?
No, this wrapping paper was available yet. We just voted on it.
I'm a rebel.
This is strong.
Hey, you've got more than two. The Grand High Priest of New York was very jealous of my rap.
This will keep us dry. I still go to tape. I'm liking this already.
So if you're keeping track, I got the Browns, which it pains me being in Cleveland buying that, and we have two winning teams, and you keep supporting the Browns. I don't understand. I got Scottish Rite.
I see that.
Just coroneted a 33rd degree Mason. I have Capitular Masonry as Most Excellent Companion Nielsen, so I'm missing one organization. And the first duty of mine as Grand Chaplain should not be to correct you, but I will. Yesterday, you quoted Tom Petty, which really blew my mind. I didn't know where that came from.
Yeah.
But then you said this journey started when you knelt at the altar of Fairview Lodge. You and I both know how incorrect that is. Your journey started when you knelt at the altar of Fairview Park Chapter, Order of the Millennium. So the last gift I have is to represent the Millennium.
You're absolutely right. That journey did start on November 16th, 1973. When I spoke of my journey here, when I was announced that I was elected, I said that it was I thought people would think that I started this line 8 years ago, but it started much longer before that. Yeah.
I'm never going to kiss it. But as Grand High Priest, you should have a ring.
So this is the ring of the Demolay Legion of Honor, which I am a member of that, but I never got the ring. And I got it now, and got one of my customers. Please tell me there's no more.
Most excellent. Before I sit down, I know I speak for everyone in the room. It took a while to get here, but we are so looking forward to the next year. And publicly, let me give you some love before I sit down.
Bear with me while I thank a couple of people that made this day possible. I want to thank my installing team, Most Excellent Companion Jeff Addis, Jeff was Grand High Priest, and you know, when you're retiring as Grand High Priest, you have the privilege to suggest to the Grand elected officers and the past Grand High Priests who you feel would be the most appropriate person to put in the bottom of the line. Even when I was appointed a District Deputy Grand High Priest in the 16th District, this was never on the radar. And I remember being in that hospitality suite, and yourself and the late Bob Dre said, "Hey, come here, we need to talk to you. Sit down. Got something for you to start thinking about." And we had some conversations, and right excellent companion Joe Oros, who is sitting in the back row here on the aisle. You know, I know we throw around the terms like Masonic Father, but God, I have so many of them that have really, you know, Joe was worshipful master of Fairview Lodge, and I was his senior deacon, and he has always been the one to whisper or shout good counsel in the ear of a brother when he needed it. And he kept me on the straight and narrow and within the guardrails I needed to be in. And, you know, I get to DJ his wedding, and Kitty is with us today, Joe. Kitty's with us. And so I appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you. Thank you for installing me. You got me into this line. It was only appropriate. You got me in this chair.
You're welcome, most excellent, and excellent year to you, sir.
Thank you. I had most excellent companion, Ross Black, was our installing marshal. Where are you, Ross? Where are you hiding? There he is in the back. So, you know, it started Ross's mom and dad, Ross the first and Joyce installed my mom and dad as worthy matron and patron back in '73 or so. And, you know, I've been friends with their family ever since, and it was only appropriate. If Sue couldn't be here, to have you place the jewel upon me was a real special moment. Thank you. Most excellent companion, Ryan Adams. You know, I call him often, and I know he always gives me the great advice that I need, talks me off the ledge when I need to be talked off the ledge, tells me it ain't gonna be that bad, I got it covered, I'll take care of it. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't see the end of that tunnel. He goes, I got it, don't worry about it. And he said, call me anytime. He means it, and I do. Thank you. And my installing chaplain, most excellent companion, J. Keith Green. And he was where's Keith? Where's Keith hiding?
He said he was quitting.
Oh, he quit. Oh, fine. So Keith was when I started in the line, I was Grand Master of the First Bail, or as we affectionately call it, Grand Bottom. He was the Grand High Priest that year, and I remember just out of the blocks. I mean, I was in the office for like 2 weeks, and there was some kind of commotion in one of the districts where somebody misunderstood what somebody was asking, and they wanted to make a big deal of it and everything, and it was bubbling up to the deputy, and they went to a Grand High Priest in there that had served in their district, and he said, well, call your regional officer. And I had that region. And so there I am at Summa Health on a cell phone hearing about some craziness, and I called Keith Green, and he told me, yeah, that's how you handle it, and this will be fine. And it all worked out great. It worked out, just misunderstanding. But Keith's words at the end of that call was, hey, Bob, welcome to the Grand Line. So that's how that started. But I appreciate them. I want to thank my mom and dad, right? They're not with us anymore. They're here spiritually. My mom, Vanita, is past Deputy Grand Matron, District 3 in Cleveland. And for you deputies, right, I'll tell you, when she was deputy, there was one Eastern Star deputy in the district, and she had 33 chapters. You think about inspecting that for a year, right? And my dad, Roy, he was my buddy. When back in the days you didn't have an ATM, and you went down to Midland Steel and you picked up your paycheck on Saturday morning and you went across the street to the local pub to join your buddies and cash the paycheck at the bar and said, "Bob, here's a roll of dimes for the bar bowler, and don't tell your mom we were here." And, those are great memories, right? My dad was a Meritorious Service Award recipient in the Valley of Cleveland, and my best friend, right? And so I know they're here with me. My wife, Sue, right? And I hope she's watching. I'm hoping technology all works. We're streaming this on Facebook Live, and she's been through a lot, and she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2002, and then had breast cancer 6 years ago, and we thought that was all taken care of, but it came back, and she lost the use of her left arm because of where it attacked, and she's fighting a battle that her day-to-day schedule is much more than mine. And but I talked to her the other day, and I shared that I don't feel we've become so much a part of each other. You know the relationships, you finish each other's sentences, etc. And I don't, even though she's back in Twinsburg, I feel like she's here in the room. We're just in another room, right? And I told her that. And I said, as bad as it is, we're still both here and we still have each other. So look at that side of it. And the glass is always half full for her. Sue, I love you. And you are sharing this journey with me. We talk about having charities, right? A lot of Grand High Priests have charities that kind of a sub-donation if you'd like to donate to something. Personally, I'm just going to ask that you support our Royal Arch Foundation. Our foundation needs your help. So from my chair, that's our charity. As far as Sue's charity goes, she has asked that if you'd like to do anything nice for the Multiple Sclerosis Society in her name, that would be appreciated. So as I travel the state, if you have anything that might help out National Multiple Sclerosis Society, after she was diagnosed, she volunteered at a lot of events. She was eventually, we shared co-volunteers of the year a few years ago. She eventually ended up working for the society until they had to downsize. And it's been a big part of her life is understanding, having it herself, understanding what others go through and what can we do to help. So that would be the charity. I indicated in tiled chapter this morning, right excellent companion, Mark Harris. He is my installing musician. He has a bladder infection, and he's recovering well from it. Should be ready to go in about a month or so. He's from the Toledo area, but he needs to take it easy, so he's not here today. And if you're watching on the magic screen at home, Mark, we love you. Get well soon. And also, I had another appointment of Right Excellent Companion Rob Junk, and he is continuing in the position of Grand Parliamentarian. He couldn't be here this morning. I want to thank Tyler and Matt Sheely. They're the two sitting over here on the side. They're running all the video for us, and sitting next to them on the other table, Right Excellent Companion Michael Bartholomew. He's doing all of the sound and making me sound majestic when I started this day off. And I want to thank the three of you for all the work you have done in the background this entire Grand Chapter Conference. It's been amazing. The video, the sound is great, and it really adds to everything. I appreciate the three of you. Thank you. As I just alluded, my grand musician couldn't be here, and companion Adam Bergeron, member of Covenant Thatcher Chapter, is playing the keyboards for us today, and he's also going to be with us when we present a charter on Saturday in Madison to bring some beautiful music to that event. I thank you for a little last-minute notice and coming here, become good friends through this fraternity, and I appreciate you being here. And likewise to excellent companion Dan Fry. Stand up for Dan. Dan was the soloist this morning. I had the Lord's Prayer sung when I was installed Master Counselor at DeMolay. Brought back a lot of memories. It was beautiful. Thank you. I want to make a couple of special introductions. You know, I've really become close friends with Grand Chapter of Prince Hall Masonry, and we have some members here from Cuyahoga Chapter. They visited my home chapter in Twinsburg, and I really appreciate all of their continued support. Brother, if you would rise, I want to thank you for coming down from Cleveland to be here this weekend, and today means a lot. I'm looking forward to sharing the year with Most Excellent Grand High Priest Darrell Patterson. We've become great friends, and we're going to share some time together as heads of our respective grand chapters. That's going to be great. Outside of these walls, I belong to another organization, the Independent Order of Oddfellows. And I know that they're back home. There's a few of them that are probably watching this on the live stream. If you are, appreciate the love. You know, there's a golf outing each year that raises money for my year, and they sponsor 2 holes. They sponsor the long drive on both holes. They have given me so much support for this year that it would be inappropriate not to recognize them. They're a great group. My local lodge probably gives $50,000 to $70,000 a year to charity. It's a terrific lodge, and probably $400 a year toward my year over the last 8 years. And making the trip up, Brother Ed Wilson. Ed, thanks for making the trip up from Cleveland, or down from Cleveland, and appreciate your friendship. Help me welcome him. And all of our out-of-state, do we have any out-of-state companions still here? A lot of times they need to get on the road. Thank you so much for coming and for staying here for the installation. Appreciate you. Again, I want to thank all of my appointments for all of their love, their support, their work. We've been preparing a lot for this day. I want to remind everyone who would like to attend, conveniently located in Madison, Ohio, we are going to present a charter on Saturday for Whitestone Mark Lodge number 5 in Madison, Ohio. And you don't present a charter every day, and so we're going to look forward to doing that. And the grand officers are heading up there and leaving here at the ripe old hour of about 7:30 for those that are still here Saturday morning. I've already apologized to them for that great scheduling, but you know, we'll still get out of there at a decent hour, and you'll have your Saturday night free. I want to remind everyone that we have sent out a lot of notification about a reception that I'm going to share with Ron Ensel, who is anticipated to be our next Grand Commander, and I see he's also sitting next to Steve Carson. The 3 of us have really bonded in the last year. Steve just got installed as our Grand Master of the Grand Council, and as we 3 did agree in love and unity, next year we are having one-day sessions. It's been asked for, and I know that, you know, there's always some give and take, but next year we're going to have Wednesday Grand Council, Thursday Grand Chapter, Friday Commandery, done. So we'll give you back a couple of days that you can go with your family to Disney World or where else you need to do. But we're going to try to preserve some marriages, give you back some PTO, and we're going to save our youth from having to drive from every corner of the state and give messages every other day of the week, right? Right? You can go ahead and clap for that. So, as you've seen on these side pop-up banners, my motto for this year is an inspiration for good. It comes out of one of our ritual parts in our Royal Arch degree. I know you like to go home with some secrets you're not supposed to have, you know, where we tell people that, and may your lives be an inspiration for good wherever you may meet and mingle with mankind. And that just caught me one day. And I said, that's it. We need to be an inspiration for good. If we are that, our fraternity will be as well, and we will impact this world, and it needs it now more than ever, right? Something you'll learn about me, I'm a non-confrontational person, maybe to a fault. And I quote a lot of people, and you're going to hear me throughout the year bring up quotes about people, and you'll go, why are you even quoting that person, right? I had like a Taylor Swift moment. And she's in a song, it says, I have a blank space and I'll write your name. And I thought about it when I was filling in a ballot for new elected officers. Kind of a strange thing. But you know, I saw a great interview. I saw a great interview with Snoop Dogg. Right?
That'd be good.
Right?
Good.
Where are we going with this? So, but they asked him, this late in your career, how do you stay relevant, and maybe even more relevant today than the initial popularity? His reply is, I learned that you need to lead with love. Right? We need to lead with love. And that's what I intend to do. Right? When things don't go right, it's not because somebody intentionally wants something to go wrong or somebody to have hurt feelings or something to go sideways. We just learn from it. We draw a line in the sand and we say, okay, here's where we are. How do we get to where we need to be, and are we all good? Because we don't have time. We need to move forward, right? We're not perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. And how we got here is irrelevant if it's a place that we shouldn't be at. And let's just get to where we got to be. And let's do it together. And let's lead with love, right? So I'll share more things like that throughout the year. Following the conclusion of this, deputies, the infamous pins are going to be over here at this table. And Phil Bate is going to be sitting at the table. He'll be giving you some pins to take back to your chapters, and that's for the District Deputy Grand High Priest. I'm giving it to you for your districts. If you want to divide some up, give them to your DEOs. You're managing that whole thing, and if you need some more, come and see me. Let's see. We are at that time. We are at that time to leave here, to go out in the world, to practice outside these walls what we have learned within it. You know, we could do that. We could do that. If I could have the grand officers, and in fact, it makes it real expeditious when we close, if the two lines of deputies and DEOs just want to wrap around, come right up here in the front, we'll get a quick picture. And then you'll be on your way, and right after that, if the remaining grand appointed officers and that can line up, we'll get a fun picture, and we'll be on our way. And Paula, thank you so much for being here. It was a surprise. It was another gift. And you're the grand photographer for Jeff Addis, and Jeff called her and said, hey, if nobody else has talked to you, why don't you come up and take some pics? And I appreciate you doing that. Appreciate the love. With that, could you all please rise, those who are able, and I will yield to our newly installed Grand Chaplain to lead us in a retiring prayer.
May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord lift up his face upon you and lift up the light of his countenance upon you and give you peace as we lead with love and are an inspiration for good. As we leave these walls, safe travels, and God bless our servicemen and women fighting for the freedom which we take advantage of every day. Amen.
So mote it be. Thank you so much for coming.